Hi friends, my name is host Eric. I'm the host of Talking with Famous People and Rachel's life partner as
Yes.
well. Very happy to be her life partner.
Mm.
And
And I'm very happy too.
and I want to go over this email she got, which I think is representative not just of an email she got, but the kind of shit that sometimes women have to deal with, and something that matters somewhat, you know.
It does matter.
This is a guy that she last talked to a couple of years ago.
2018, 2019, early 2019, so almost 2 years ago.
Okay. And at that point, you had indicated to him that you weren't.
I had indicated that our friendship had grown into a unhealthy level because every email that we were um, sending back and forth started to become negative, despite the fact that I had been telling him the truth. I told him I was like, at the time I was I had no problem being friends with him if he had no problem with me being in a relationship with someone, and he didn't feel the same way, so he cut me off as a friend, and I was like, okay, then we're just gonna move on, like.
Okay, so this is the email here. You're almost a sociopath. It's actually really easy to see from photos of you, which you showed me plenty of years ago when you're aware of sociopathy and how to spot it. As you're almost a sociopath, you by definition cannot actually have a life. To be a sociopath, you must have a close to complete lack of empathy, ethics, morals, and the like. You cannot be this person whilst feeling the heights of aliveness and happiness, or even any significant level of aliveness or happiness. Without feeling any significant level of aliveness, you do not really live. It might appear as though you're living the best possible life by using people or intending to use them. This is why you shut me out. I wasn't useful to you anymore. In your perception, wow, how much you'll regret that one. But you're just constantly destroying things for yourself for the reasons of how emotions work, which I very, very briefly addressed above and talked about in other emails, also due to other factors. These other factors include the law of cause and effect and how being sociopathic to others makes you amass negative karma, which is then paid out to you, blah, 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 blah. I do not believe in the concept of anyone deserving bad, but if you ignore that for a second, you can see two people who are both sociopathic. Let's see, this applies to circumstances when people, if you have malevolence, sociopathy, ruthlessness, etc., and you draw towards people who mirror that or are in sync with that, i.e., nasty people who use you, don't care about you, or horrible in other ways. I do not believe in the concept of anyone deserving bad, but if you ignore that for a second, you can see two people who are both sociopathic or close to be in an official romantic relationship with each other and frankly say they deserve each other. They both are a mirror. I don't know who the other person here is.
He doesn't know about you.
So I don't think it's me
I think
specifically.
he said it's basically anyone besides him.
Anyone besides him.
Yeah.
Um, Another factor which makes sociopathic so self-destructive is how your life, in terms of your physical experience, is a reflection of your energy and state of being. You, by an energetic reference, draw towards you what you are energetically resonant with. You draw towards you when looked at on another level, what is a mirror of yourself. I do not believe in the concept of anyone deserving bad, blah, 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 blah. This is the... And amazingly, they're both delusional and spiritually asleep enough to think that what they've got is worth having in romance is some kind of arrangement which is anyhow worth holding on to or cherishing or being glad about. This is the sociopathic or near sociopathic official romantic relationship dynamic. The same applies to sociopathic official friendships, which are not actual friendships. No real romance, no real friendship, no one in your life who really cares about you, no one in your life you really care about, no philosophical meaning, no morals, no spiritual enlightenment, no significant level of compassion, no good legacy to those you leave behind who follow you, no meaningful existence. That's what you've got as a track record when you're someone who's gone through their whole life as a sociopath or near sociopath. But you will deny this, or would deny this, if you even read this now. To say it will come back to haunt you is an astonishing understatement. The karmic bill will eventually come due, and even just for that reason alone, you, barring literal miracles, will have your life, or what passes for, permanently destroyed by a cosmic synchrostic forces you have absolutely no control over, no means of avoiding or any chance of escaping. Have fun with it. You earned it across 36 years almost now. Everything I just said is false. Uh-huh.
And I've been receiving messages like this unknowingly for I don't even know how long.
Probably the most offensive thing about this to me is that this guy thinks that somehow saying at the end that everything I just said is false is somehow going to absolve him from responsibility.
Right.
Talk about a responsibility avoidant individual. You don't spend that much energy saying all that shit only to disavow it in one sentence and expect to actually meaningfully address the situation.
Yeah.
Now, apparently, Thomas here thinks he's a fairly smart fellow. Unfortunately, he's run afoul of somebody vastly smarter and vastly more aware than he'll ever be. Listen, you spiteful fuck. This kind of relentless ontological assault is completely unjustified. There's good reason why she doesn't like you. You're an asswipe. Now, I happen to tell you for no uncertain terms that Rachel is incredibly loved and beloved and appreciated. And she couldn't be any more valued because she's a wonderful human being who loves me wonderfully well, and I love her in return. Why? Because we're very actualized individual human beings who do care a lot about people and who would never send an email like that. That kind of relentless ontological assault not only Rachel but other women face from spurned males, and I assume perhaps males face the same from spurned females.
Yeah.
But it seems a little bit more. I mean, that's an awfully nasty email to send out.
I still don't feel. I mean, I feel better now, talking it out with you, and but right after I felt I needed like a hug, like someone like I needed Eric to tell me that things were going to be okay because I had felt his words.
Well, I asked you what you wanted to do about it, and I gave you a few different options, and you said you wanted to make a video.
Yeah,
So,
that is.
and this is the reply you sent to him.
Yeah, I did reply.
Your emails have been going to my junk mail. That's why I haven't been responding, because they weren't in my inbox. There were so many, and the last one made me really sad. Those words felt really spiteful. I thought you chose not to speak with me a few years ago. I had upset you. I don't remember what was said. But why do you say such mean things to me? Well, in addition to that response, Thomas, you're going to get this response. So, you are now the poster child for hateful, stalkery, spurned mail, and also a good example of the scope of what a full-fledged ontological assault can look like.
Yeah.
Your little everything I just said is false at the end. You can just shove that right up your ass, sir. Nobody's fooled by that.
No.
Not for 1 second.
Not a second.
So, unfortunately, you ran afoul of me. Rachel's my life partner. I've been going out with her now for over a year,
Yeah.
and we're spectacularly happy together.
Yes.
We've gone through some tough things, and we've proved to each other that we're not using each other in any way, shape, or form.
Very much so.
It's like we've fought hard to be together, stay together, and it's not because of differences either. It's because we had our challenges, but
Exactly.
none of them were challenges of character. There wasn't any infidelity, there wasn't lying and things like that. There weren't challenges of lack of compassion or cruelty. They were challenges of medical stuff. The idea that you would devote this much energy to what can only be called a full-fledged ontological assault on Rachel, and then be dishonest enough at the end to try to disavow it with one sentence is absolutely fucking despicable. So shame on you, and suck it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sure, of course. Let me push stop recording.